And now one of the things that this bill does do is address illegal immigration, and someone we haven't mentioned in a little while, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. But now Maryland Congressman Glenn Ivey just returned from El Salvador, where he tried and failed to visit him. Take a listen.
I'm the congressman that represents Kilmar. I came all the way down from the United States after we'd contacted their ambassador, after we'd made formal requests to our ambassador to the El Salvadoran government. And we came here to visit him today. And now they're telling us we got to go all the way back to San Salvador to get a permit. That's ridiculous. We ought to have a chance to come in and visit. They knew we were coming. They knew why we were coming. And they know we have the right to do this. So they need to just cut the
Ike, he spent his Memorial Day weekend not honoring the men and women who have fallen in defense of our country, but defending an actual illegal immigrant accused of child trafficking, spousal abuse, and other things.
Yeah, it's funny that he's whining about permits. Well, This is something we all deal with all the time. You have to get permits for everything. I guess margaritas were not being served that day in the cafeteria, so he was out of luck. Again, the Democrats continue to hone in on these issues that the American people disagree with them about. And I'm conflicted here, and I'll confess to you this morning, is Democrats continue to take the wrong approach to common sense issues like advocating for this heinous individual. But on the other hand, as Donald Trump has said, President Trump said, actually, we need a strong Democrat party so we can keep each other sharp. And I do actually agree with that. And so what I hope is Democrats go continually after these ridiculous issues. At some point, some common sense Democrat, I know that's a strange thing to say, a little bit of an oxymoron, will shift. Again, I'll go back to the Overton window. What's acceptable, shift it more to the middle to where everything that we're looking at is middle to the right, because these issues are clearly backfiring on Democrats. Case in point here, what ridiculous optics when they should have been honoring our fallen servicemen and women.
That's the part that gets me, Cassie, is out of all the dates, out of all the times to decide to go to El Salvador, to go to prison, to visit this guy, you choose Memorial Day, the one day that as Americans, we are so united. Democrats and Republicans, we're united on one day, and it's Memorial Day, yet he chose to go visit this man. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it's a real head scratcher at the very least. Their tone deafness knows no bounds. But I'm sure you saw the recent report that Democrats are going to spend around $20 million due to a syntax study to study the language of the Trump voter, in particular young men who switched from voting for Democrat to Republican. This is such a perfect example of why, A, that study won't work, and that's just some consultant trying to line their pocket. But B, why Democrats continue not to get it. It's not that you're doing TikTok dances and putting four-letter words in your tweets. That's not going to get you there, and that's not what we have a problem with. We have a problem with you spending more time and energy defending a man with known gang ties who was in our country illegally than actually working for your constituents, than actually going to Capitol Hill and trying to find bipartisan solutions with Republicans to actually increase or better the lives of your constituents. This is what we don't get. And to Ike's point, these 80-20 issues that they just happily jump on the 20% side of are why Democrats are going to continue to have a very steep uphill battle in the elections, because they are just bizarrely tone deaf on these what should be very simple issues.
Yeah, he missed out on a Memorial Day parade in his county for his constituents to go to El Salvador. All right, Cassie, Ike, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.